Hi there, Miss Barber here. The first lesson of our course is Quantitative Literacy in the Modern World. The learning objectives for this lesson are: 1. Define quantitative reasoning. 2. Understand the relationship between quantitative reasoning and culture. 3. Understand the necessity of quantitative reasoning in the workforce. Next one, explore misconceptions about mathematics. Then explore broad definitions of mathematics. And finally, understand the requirements of learning and retaining mathematical knowledge. Let's begin. Quantitative reasoning. Quantitative information is information that involves mathematical ideas or numbers. Quantitative reasoning is the ability to use and interpret quantitative information. Quantitative reasoning, relevance in the workforce. We have here a comparison of language and math skills equivalencies. This is a 3-column table with 7 rows. The first row labels the columns. The first title is level. The next one is language skills, and the third is math skills. For level 1, the language skills that are in that category are reads signs and basic news reports, writes and speaks simple sentences. The equivalent math skill is addition and subtraction, simple calculations with money, volume, length, and weight. Second level can read short stories and instructions manuals, writes compound sentences with proper grammar and punctuation. The equivalent math skill is arithmetic. You can compute ratios, rates, and percentages, can draw and interpret bar graphs. Level 3 reads novels and magazines, writes reports with proper format, speaks well before an audience. The commensurate math skills, basic geometry and basic algebra, can calculate discounts, interest, profit, and loss. Level 4 reads novels, poems, and newspapers, prepares business letters, summaries, and reports, participates in panel discussions and debates. The corresponding math skill has true quantitative reasoning abilities, understands logic, problem solving, ideas of statistics and probability, and modeling. That is the goal for this class. Level 5 reads literature, scientific and technical journals, financial reports, and legal documents, can write editorials, speeches, and critiques. The corresponding math skill, calculus, and statistics. Level 6, same types of skills as Level 5, but more advanced. And the Level 6 math is advanced calculus, modern algebra, and advanced statistics. Let's consider quantitative reasoning and skill level requirements. Occupations requiring high skills are generally more prestigious and higher paying. Note that most of such occupations call for high skill levels in both language and math. This refutes the myth that if you are good at language, you do not have to be good at mathematics, and vice versa. Let's recognize a couple of these. Biochemist, language level 6, math level 6. Let's go to tax attorney, language level 6, math level 4. Let's go to journalist, language level 5, math level 4. Let's go into the second set of data. Web page designer, language level 5, math level 4. Let's go to cement mason, language level 3, math level 3. And the last one we have is laundry worker, language level 1, math level also 1. So, what do you notice about the relationship between the skill of required language skills and required mathematical skills? What I notice is that they are commensurate. That is, any one career requires about the same level of language as mathematics. Let's continue. Misconceptions about mathematics. The first one is mathematics requires a special brain. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. Albert Einstein. The math in modern issues is too complex. No matter what engineering field you're in, you learn the same basic science and mathematics, and then maybe you learn a little bit about how to apply it. Noam Chomsky. Math makes you less sensitive. Mathematics, rightly viewed, possesses not only truth but supreme beauty. Bertrand Russell. Math makes no allowance for creativity. The science of pure mathematics and its modern developments may claim to be the most original creation of human spirit. Alfred North Whitehead. Math provides exact answers. Probably the most harmful misconception is that mathematics is essentially a matter of computation. Believing this is roughly equivalent to believing that writing essays is the same as typing them. John Allen Paulos. Math is irrelevant to my life. Geometry enlightens the mind and sets one's mind straight. The mind that turns regularly to geometry is unlikely to fall into error. The Muqaddimah of Ibn Khaldun. It's okay to be bad at math. It has become almost cliche to remark that nobody boasts of ignorance of literature, but it is socially acceptable to boast ignorance of science and proudly claim incompetence in mathematics. Richard Dawkins. Argue for your limitations, and sure enough, they're yours. Richard Bach. Math has some major branches. Logic, the study of reasoning principles. That's correct. Logic falls under mathematics. Arithmetic, methods for operating on numbers. Algebra, methods for working with unknown quantities. Geometry, the study of size and shape. Trigonometry, the study of triangles and their uses. Probability, the study of chance. Statistics, methods for analyzing data. Calculus, the study of quantities that change. The textbook content covered in this course. Chapter 4 is finance. We look at interest, savings, investments, loans, and credit. Chapter 1, critical thinking. Primarily, we're going to look at issues that require critical reasoning skills that occur in everyday life. Chapter 7, Introduction to Probability, basic applications of probability, expected value, and counting. We might consider why is it that in casinos the house always wins. Chapter 5 and Chapter 6 are combined into one statistics unit. Here, we're going to explore ideas like why are some of the polls so wrong, and how to make statistical inference, that is, draw some or infer some results from data we've connected. And finally, Chapter 11 is mathematics and the arts. We're going to see how mathematics is integral to music and to visual arts. Prerequisite mathematical background. Many of the units we cover in this course requires little more than arithmetic and your willingness to think about quantitative issues in new ways. Only a few units use techniques of algebra, that's financial mathematics, and or geometry, which is mathematics and the arts module. Those skills will be reviewed as necessary. This course is appropriate for most students who may have placed into the high end of a non-TSI grouping. Most students have learned basic mathematical skills at one time, and experience has shown that students can quickly relearn those skills, especially when reintroduced in the context of application. Tips for success. Most important, adequate study time. Read the book, do the assigned homework, review concepts and skills that you have learned. This should be a continuing process you do every day. Prepare for exams. Review your notes. Review your assigned homework. And by review, it's not just read it, redo them. Okay? And create your own outline of topics with examples. making use of available resources. Online resources, I would recommend that you stick to your MyLabs and what is provided in Canvas. Accessing YouTube and Wikipedia will expose you to different approaches, different conclusions, and different methods than what we are doing in class. 2. On-campus resources, the Learning Center, the Math Lab, office hours, and your textbook. This is in your MyLabs platform and is your primary reference material for the class. So now, the key to success is the study and learning time. The single most important key to success in any college course is to spend sufficient time regularly over the course of every week. In the same manner that you would not expect to get fit and stay fit by working out 8 hours on Saturday, getting it all done and not doing anything else for the rest of the week, that's about how effective it is to relegate studying mathematics to 1 or 2 days a week. It needs to be done regularly. The last-minute cramming is a surefire recipe for failure. Plan now. Let's observe. If your course is 3 hours, you need a minimum of 6 to 9 hours outside of lecture. So if you're online, the 3 credit hours gets added to your total study time. So you're looking at 9 to 12 hours per week. That's how any student who succeeds.